Hello Big Team, hello friends, welcome to Lizziefaye Loves Books. I'm Elizabeth, and this video is going to be about the hashtag More Montgomery Challenge that is being hosted by myself and Mitzi from Mitzi Reads and Writes. And I thought in this video I would give you a wrap up of what I read and watched for the More Montgomery Challenge in the month of September. And also, before I get started into that though, I want to talk about the giveaways. So I mentioned in the original kickoff live stream that I wanted to do some giveaways, and I have several different books and related books that I want to give away, and I thought I would kick off the giveaways with just making the first one a participation giveaway. So if you participated at all this first month by even reading as much as one prompt, then please let me know in the comments, and I will be sure all of your names go in for a drawing. And I think what I might do is maybe do kind of a pop-up live stream. I want to get with Mitzi and see if she wants to do it on her channel, or we might do this one on mine and the next one on hers, because I want to do a participation drawing at the end of each month. And then at the end of the whole challenge, we'll do one for the people who completed things, like completed a whole line or completed the whole board or things like that. But if you just participated at all, then I want to do a drawing for everyone who did something. So let me know in the comments if you have already written it in my Goodreads group or mentioned it in another video. I will still go back and try to pull those together, but just to be safe, mention it here. I'm just putting everyone's name in once, whether you did all 9 prompts or just one for this month. But I will probably do some kind of a pop-up live stream and show what I'm giving away, and maybe do the drawing live. And then if you're there and you win, I might, you know, give a couple of choices. So if you're there and live, then you can say, yeah, I'd rather have this one or that one or whatever, because I have several things that I can give away. So anyway, be watching for that. And meanwhile, if you didn't get to read or watch anything in September, you can, you know, you've still got 2 months left to do something. So stay tuned. Anyway, hi, I'm going to jump in here because I filmed the main part of this video a couple of days ago, and since then I have talked to Mitzi, and we decided to hold a live stream video to do our giveaway live, and that's going to be on her channel, Mitzi Reads and Writes, on Sunday, November the 9th at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. And it probably won't be real long. We'll do the giveaway, and then if we want to chat a little bit longer about what we've been reading and watching, then we can certainly do that. But I want to be sure that you know ahead of time. So meanwhile, be sure you leave a comment on this video if you have not left a comment elsewhere, of, you know, basically just letting us know that you participated, which one of the prompts you checked off, what you read or watched or whatever. If you even just did one prompt, then your name will go in for this first drawing for the month of September. Anyway, let's talk about what I did. I thought, kind of halfway through the month, I thought, you know, thankfully for audio, I can listen to a lot of these books and short story collections again, and I might just go ahead and complete the board every month, the whole board again, you know, every month. But because I waited till the last minute for a couple of things, and we had a hurricane, I didn't get to complete one of the watching prompts, and I didn't get to do as much of one of the others as I wanted to. So it's okay. You know, we still got, you know, 2 more months, but I didn't quite meet my goal, but it's all good. So I read 10 books that count for the More Montgomery Challenge. So of course, some of the prompts, I read more than one book, but that's all right too. I'm still going to go ahead and try to hit all the prompts again in October and then again in November. We'll see. I might lose my momentum in November, but that's okay. So the first prompt is to read a standalone novel, and I listened to The Blue Castle. I already mentioned this in my middle of the month wrap up that I had forgotten everything about this book, and it was delightful. I really would highly recommend this book. I think it's one of her best standalones. There's only 5 standalone full-length novels, but they're all great, and I think this is one of the best. And the next prompt was to watch any non-Anne adaptation. So there are several different choices, and I thought what I would do is watch the second season of Emily of New Moon. So it stars Martha McIsaac. This is an old VHS copy that I picked up at a library book sale somewhere. But anyway, I watched them on Hoopla. All 4 seasons are on Hoopla, and I had watched the first season, I guess, last year, and really enjoyed it. So I completed season 2. I had started it previously, but I went ahead and started it over, and I watched all of season 2. So my plan is to watch season 3 this month in October, and then season 4 in November. Then I own the first 3 seasons of Road to Avonlea, and I've watched most of this first season, but I really wanted to watch it again. I only got the first episode, which is the pilot, watched, but it was so enjoyable. I definitely want to just go ahead and watch through this whole season. I may not get through all 3 seasons in the course of the challenge, but it's okay. I want to watch as many as I can, and I really did enjoy this. Road to Avonlea is based on the story Girl. So for short story collection, I knew that we were going to do a group read of Among the Shadows for October. So if you'd like to join in on that, you can. So I thought, well, what can I get quickly done in the month of September so that I can check off all the boxes? And I own a copy of this, but I remembered that this was on audio on Hoopla. I had listened to it when I first got this book. At some point, maybe I'll read it in print, but for now, I went ahead and listened to it again on audio. It was delightful. It is 21 long lost stories. I think these are stories that were all originally published in periodicals, and they are stories that up to this point had not been included in any of her other short story collections. Now, you will recognize some of the storylines because these were some stories that she wrote with various character names, and then she took those storylines and put them into her novels and had the main characters of the novels doing these things. But still, the stories in this form were only originally published in various periodicals. So I found it to be very enjoyable. I had forgotten several of them already, even though it wasn't that long ago that I had listened to it the first time, and I would recommend it. It was very good. Then the next one is to watch any Anne adaptation, and I did not get to do that one. I own all 3 of the Megan Follows movies, and I thought, oh, I'll just pop one of those in. Emily and I will watch that. And I waited till the last minute, and a hurricane came. So we didn't get to do that one. But then the middle square is to read an Anne book. Now, we had said it's a free space if you've already read them. Well, I've already read them, but it's been a few years. And I have the box set. So I discovered on Hoopla that there is a collection that you can get either 6 or 8 of the Anne books, all in one borrow, and 2 of the short story collections. I believe it's probably the Chronicles of Avonlea and Further Chronicles of Avonlea. So all of that in one borrow, I thought was fantastic. Now, it's such a big file that I didn't want to download it onto my phone and have it, you know, clogging up all of my memory. So I didn't have it downloaded, and I couldn't listen to any more of it after our power was out. But I did borrow it early enough that I listened to the entire Anne of Green Gables again, and I got started on Anne of Avonlea. So I'm really happy that I got these done, and I plan to go ahead and listen to the rest of the Anne series this month. I might save the last one so that I have an Anne book to read in November, but my other thought was that in November I could reread the prequel to Anne, which, you know, it's not one of the original 8, but it can still be considered as an Anne book. And then the next one is to read a book from a duology or trilogy. So for the month of September, I listened to the entire Emily of New Moon trilogy. We have Emily of New Moon, and then Emily Climbs, and Emily's Quest. Right? Yes, Emily's Quest. So these were very good. I just thoroughly enjoyed these. The third one has gotten a lower reviews because there is a couple of cringy things in here, but still, it's a great series, and I very much enjoyed it, especially watching it and also listening to the books and just kind of remembering how the things went in the book in comparison to the show itself. then the next prompt is to read anything that is a retelling of any of Lucy Maud Montgomery's stories or anything related. So I read a few different things. The retelling that I read is a graphic novel called Anne of West Philly. It's by Ivy Noel Weir, illustrated by Maisha Haynes, and this was really good. I just thought this was wonderful, and I loved the artwork. The text just made it a really quick read, and it was not so tiny that I couldn't see it, as is the case with some graphic novels, and I just thought it was a really good story. Very well done. I enjoyed it a lot. And then a couple of other books that I read that are based on Anne of Green Gables. This is Anne's School Days. Both of these are adapted by Callie George. This one is illustrated by Abigail Halpin. And I don't love the illustrations in this one as much as the other one. The illustrations kind of remind me a little bit of the adaptation called Anne with an E for Netflix. I think Anne looks a little more like that actress. But the thing I really don't love is how Marilla and Matthew are illustrated. But interestingly, as I was listening to Anne of Green Gables, it did say that Matthew had long hair, and I didn't remember that. So, you know, I guess I just wasn't paying good attention, but I don't know. I'm not a big fan of that picture. The illustrations overall are not bad. They're very well done. But the style is not my favorite. So, anyway, it's fine. But I read this for the Fall Into Reading Challenge because of the fall leaves on the cover. Now, for the Fall Into Reading Challenge, the prompt is just leaves on the cover. They don't have to be fall leaves. But since it's a fall challenge, I always try to find something with fall leaves. And so that fit the bill. And then I found this one, also illustrated by Callie George, or written by Callie George. This is Merry Christmas, Anne. And it is a cute little Christmas story. These illustrations are by, I don't know if it's Geneva or Genevieve. I think it's Genevieve Godbout. And these are just a little more whimsical, a little, I don't know, a little cuter maybe, which is just more to my liking. But it's just a little storybook about Anne at Christmas time. So very enjoyable. I liked it a lot. And then the next prompt is to read nonfiction or something biographical. So I picked nonfiction, and I read the Anne of Green Gables cookbook. Interestingly enough, this was put together by this woman right here. Her name is Kate MacDonald, and she is the daughter of Stuart MacDonald, who is, or was, the youngest son of Lucy Maud Montgomery. So she's Lucy Maud Montgomery's granddaughter. It also says that she is the president of the heirs of L.M. Montgomery Incorporated, a family-owned company that oversees all L.M. Montgomery-related inquiries and projects, and various other, she serves on other boards and things that have to do with Lucy Maud Montgomery. So the artwork in this is beautiful. The photography is beautiful. And the recipes are just well laid out and easy to read and follow. And I just thought this was a great book. This is a library copy, but I'm definitely going to be on the lookout for this. I may even just have to go online and find myself a copy. But this is a beautiful book. This one's not that old. I think there was an older version, and this one has been updated. It was published in 2017, so this one is new. The original one came out in 1985, and there is some quotes and things with each recipe. There's a little quote from one of the books. There are recipes in here from Anne of Green Gables, Anne of Avonlea, and 3 from Anne of Wendy Poplar's, and then 4 that are recipes from L.M. Montgomery's kitchen. So, very enjoyable. I loved that. And then the last prompt is to reread or rewatch a favorite. So pretty much all of the books by Lucy Maud Montgomery were rereads, and I would have a hard time picking a favorite. So I would say, though, that I did rewatch season 1 of Road to Avonlea, or rewatched the pilot of Road to Avonlea, and that was just wonderful. So, I don't know. Like I said, I would have a hard time picking a favorite, but I definitely checked off that prompt. So that is what I read or watched for September for the Lucy Montgomery Challenge. Let me know in the comments what you read or watched, and that way I can put your name in for the drawing. And if you already have any of the things, like if you win something and you already have it, it's okay. Let me know and I'll try to substitute in something that you don't have, or we'll figure it out. Anyway, that's all for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for future videos. I do still plan to do some recommendation videos for some of these prompts, as well as other things that I have discovered and found as I've been preparing for this challenge. And I hope to get those done over the next couple of weeks. So that's all for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having a great day. Read a good book, and God bless you.